You alright everyone, it's Acer here from Team RCC. Today I'm going to show you how to tie a TTF bandset onto a TTF frame. In this case it's a Wasp Unifox, which is universal tips, but we're going to be using the TTF bit. Now this is my TTF bandset. As you can see, it's got the double fold, which is what people look for in a TTF set. Some people say it doesn't make a difference whether you use this type or not, or just use a standard OTT, but the best shots seem to do it like this, so that's how I do it. Now we've got some Ferroband gold ties here. I use Ferroband gold because I had a load of spare offcuts and whatnot. These are approximately 5 inches long. I've cut a slant on the top, if you see them slants, which is the bit that I use to start tying. Then we will need a piece of string to do the wrap and tuck with, which will fold over. So you've got a loop. Now first of all, make sure you're putting these bands on the right side of the frame. The amount of times I've banded up and realised I've done it back to front, it's a common mistake. You can still do it, it's just a lapse of concentration. So this is the target facing side of the frame, and that is the side which I want to be putting on. So I'll just have a little look to make sure I'm doing it right. Now I know that is the side. I've got the line on my bands, so I'll put that in the centre of the groove. I find TTF bandsets slightly more fiddly to put on than an OTT bandset, but maybe that's just because I'm always used to OTT. Now the bit with a cut, the slant bit, I place in the middle, put my thumb over the top like that, and then instead of pulling round like that, I find that stretches the elastic round too much. I pull away at first, I pull away, get my finger, and then kind of just sit it down onto the elastic. It tends to keep everything that little bit more level. Now this is the most awkward one because you've got to try and get it round and get it under your thumb like that. Now once you've got that one on, you can begin to wrap. How many times you wrap? Well, let's just see how many times I do it here. That's twice round. Nice good stretch. That's 3 times round. And 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think I'm going to start wrapping over the string now. You want at least 2 over the string. 2 to 4s are sufficient, but I'll probably get a bit more out of this because the tips are quite thin. So you lay your string with the loop over the frame. Now I want to be pulling the knot in towards the centre of the cup, away from where the bands are coming over. So the loop is on the outside of the frame. Get it over the string, and then once round, just twice over, 3 times over, 4 over. It looks like we're going to get 5, which is a little bit overkill really, but it doesn't really matter. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. Then you put the excess through the loop like that. Grab it. It's a little bit fiddly to hold everything in place. Get the other end of the string and pull. And pull. It then pulls it under. Now, as you can see, you've got like that left like that. Now what you can do is just, if I show you now, snip off. There's 2 different ways. What I've done there is I've snipped off left like that, and I can pull this string out now. And the reason why I've done that for is because if I pull that top bit there, it will pull the band off without having to cut anything. There'll be no need to cut. So that's the way I normally do it, and that's the way I'm going to do it on here. So I just get it down a little bit further so it's not hindering the bands coming over. Pull my string out, and as you can see, some people will pull it all the way through. As I said, if you pull it all the way through, then you've got to cut them to get them off. This way you can just pick at it, which I find easier. Now, this is the most tricky one. the opposite side. First of all, get your line in where it should be. Everything should match up perfect. Like I say, this is the one that I find a little bit more tricky. Centralise your bands where you'd like them. Place, remember, the cut off bit on. Pull away at first and then fit it round. It's a little bit of work with your fingers to try and grip it around the other side. And we're on there. The first one is the most difficult. What I'll do now is I'll just check to make sure they're all level. So I'll just have a little look, and I'm happy with that. So now we can continue the wrap. Just keep your eye on everything. Make sure you're happy with where your bands are laying, because if your bands aren't laying level, it can put your shot off. So as you can see, it becomes quite fiddly. But just maintain patience is key. These band sets are a little awkwarder as well because they're quite short. I've cut these really short, so they're in the way. Nice pulls round, look, nice and taut. Alright, I think now we're ready for the string. I don't think we'll get 5 times over on this, but it doesn't have to match up to the other side. Again, the loop outwards at the top of the fork, so I'm pulling downwards. There's once over. We've got twice over. 3 times, and I think we'll make 4 times on this. But like I say, it doesn't really make a big difference. Through the loop, like so. And then pull the string down through, and again I'm leaving just a little end there so I can pull at it rather than have to cut the bands off. Pull the string through, and there you go. I'm just going to have a quick look now to make sure I'm happy with everything, which I am. And there you go, a TTF band set. I will say, when I've wrapped on here, it's a little bit close to the edge, a little bit closer than you'd actually want it. So just bear that in mind when you're wrapping. Make sure your wrap's nice and uniformed and neat. As I said, the last thing you want is it coming over the top of the fork and then unraveling. And as I said, like that there is a little bit close to the edge, but it should be fine. But that in a way is not a bad thing, because it's showing you what not to do. You want it ideally a lot closer in like that one is. So yeah, it's just a little bit of you're monitoring it as you're making it to make sure everything's where you want it. And after that, that band set should be perfect for me. I'm happy with that. Now let's have some fun. Cheers everyone, thanks for watching.